helps with the GitHub gods. And yeah. Okay, give me 1 second before we start. So what I'm gonna do, because we're working on infrastructure and stuff, I'm just gonna actually maybe grab this thing. I'm gonna hide it here. Kinda gonna put it here a little bit like this. I don't know, stuff like this. I did share it on Reddit, but I mean, I don't have any following on Reddit, right? So it's kind of it doesn't help much, to be honest. I think I did share it on Reddit, but I didn't get much traction there. I just created the Twitter. I mean, I had the account, but I just started using it. So, you know, I don't have much of a social media stuff, right? So, I mean, I just wrote it very genuinely. I mean, I didn't oversell it or anything. I mean, I can show you how I posted it, right? There's nothing special there. I just said, hey, you know, boring stack production ready starter. I explained some stuff, linked a YouTube video, and you know, there were views. There's really no comments on it, so I don't think that people were necessarily excited, which is okay. I didn't build it for people. I primarily built it for myself, and then if people find it useful, right, that is perfect. If not, well, what can I do, right? Okay, let me try some things. I was kind of, yeah, it's most likely, I'm not exaggerating, probably the best production starter on the whole internet now. If you get a chance to work with it, you will understand why I say that. Streaming monitor. Let me just try something that I wanted to do for a while. Okay, let's imagine that this is the the screen. Okay, okay, wait, I just wanna try something out. Okay, maybe, yeah, maybe this is what I wanted. Yeah, maybe this is how I should stream. And then maybe like do it like this so people can see better. Put my camera here, for instance. You guys gonna tell me just before we start doing stuff today. Then you can tell me how it is, because I really want the I need the things to be visible and stuff, right? So maybe chat could be here. Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that. Maybe increase it a bit like this. Where's the camera? Here, right? No. Today I'm doing... No, it's not. No, I'm just advertising Boring Stack because it's something I want people to star and stuff, because I put a lot of time into it. It's not, so I'm just trying to gain some stars and some interest and some feedback into this. So no, it's not. Today I'm working with DGX Spark. I'm building my own harness. So I'm gonna show that in a second. So as you can see here, on top of my Kubernetes cluster here, there is DGX Spark, NVIDIA DGX Spark, and then I have my Hermes, and then I have my Kubernetes cluster there. So the theme is basically continuing building we're basically building a harness on top of our local model. So I want to start using local model on the DGX Spark. So that's what we're gonna be doing. And we can go here, I guess. And let me just switch to my and then I can actually go get this back here. You gave it a star. Nice, man. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Then maybe let's put this thing Verso Gamers. Hey, buddy. How do I... Let me just figure this out. Like, I don't know where I want it to be. Maybe there. Maybe there. And then... Give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry, which one? No, I'm building a harness, an AI harness. I don't know if you know what that is, but this has nothing to do with Boring Stack today. No, this has nothing to do with Boring Stack. We're building a harness for our local LLM model. So today we're not going to be building anything to do with Boring Stack. This is just Oh my god, Leo is here. Hey buddy, good to see you. Good to see you, man. Alright, cool. So, Infinite Battlefield. Good to see you again, man. Thank you for coming. Okay, so going back to this, essentially, yeah, we're gonna be working on our own... of course I recognize you, bro. You know, you've been coming to my stream for years. Of course I recognize you. Okay, so... Okay, let's go to so we need to kind of test our stuff now. So let's go to this stream harness test, and now we're testing our local model. But okay, let's actually get back here because we have our cursor working here. Did you ever, I mean, I think at one point, I mean, while I was actively streaming, I did stream to Kick as well, but what is the value? I think you were there when I used to stream here. I also have Programmer Network there as well. But do people watch Kick? Like, do people actually genuinely watch it? Because I'm like 100% sure that we used to stream to this as well before, right? Like 100%. I mean, let's stream to it now. Why not? I mean, I don't care. You see that I have /programmers slot. Okay. I mean, let me, yeah, sure, man. Let me try to configure that. Give me 2 seconds. Why the hell not? Valcog, hey buddy, thank you for coming. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's say creator dashboard, no, settings maybe. Or maybe creator that we view your channel. No. Creator dashboard. Okay. Stream URL and key. Okay, here it is. Okay. Yeah, I booked it when this service was still very young. Can I like copy it this way? Main canvas. Okay. So let's go ahead, add output. Ah, Kick. There it is. Kick stream key, okay? Okay, kick stream key. Ah, shit, okay. Wait, let me switch to my camera just so you guys can't see my key. Give me 1 second. Oh. Give me 2 seconds. Authenticator. Kick, yeah, there it is. Okay, it failed. All right. Try that again, I guess. Kick. Ah, yeah, that was wrong. Okay, there we go. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Let's copy this. Let me add this source so we can stream there. Go, yes. Add output, kick stream key. Sure. Create output. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's go to view channel and let's okay, I'm gonna try now streaming there. Let's see whether it works. Programmers. Oh, there we go. We're live. Okay. Okay, it works. There we go. Yeah, that is great. I don't know about the quality on this platform. We're streaming 10. All right, cool guys, great. Okay, finally we started. So let's start today. So what we're gonna be doing, obviously, is building our own harness on top of our model. So as I said, let's go to the camera. So this is our hardware. So as you can see, on top of here we have DGX Spark. And let me actually do this, transform. And then we're gonna do fit the screen. And then I guess I'll just do this. So we have our Kubernetes cluster, we have DGX Spark there, so that's what we're gonna be working with today. And we're gonna be, building our own harness, and we're gonna be uplifting this model. Can you see kick chat too? I think I can, yes. I should be able to, yes. Question, how do you identify yourself? Male. Denmark, sure, okay. I mean, I don't think that anyone is watching on Kick. Or maybe yes. No, it's 1080. Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting this chat now into my... actually, wait a minute. Let's go to... let's go here. Oh, I see, okay. I think we need to go here to integrations. No, services, no, platforms. Yeah, Kick. And I think we need to log in there as well, right? And then we should be able to see the chat, I guess. Okay, let's see now. So let's say test. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm seeing the chat here. No, not really, no. Wait, give me 2 seconds. Let's go here. Let's get back here. Let's open the chat again, maybe. Okay, now I should be able to see it. Yes, I see the Kick tab now. So it should kind of be working. You don't need to use Drizzle Studio. I mean, I don't use that myself. You don't need that, really. I don't think you need that at all. Yesterday I started until late trying to run the repo boring stack. I found problems understanding the Drizzle Studio. I don't think that anywhere am I even... I don't think that I'm even have anywhere in the docs about Drizzle Studio. I mean, you can use that if you wish, right? But I mean, you should not really need it much. And if you do need it, you should just basically go off to their official docs and read it here. I mean, actually, it's not useless, but I think you're probably better off with some Postgres MCP or something like that. Okay, let's see what's happening here. So let's get back to our harness. We're building a harness for our local LLM. Let me just put the... Yeah, okay. I have a question regarding the AI. That's the theme. What do you recommend helping with coding for what I've tried? GitHub Copilot was probably the best. I mean, if you strive for correctness, it's definitely Claude Code is the best. Codex is up there on a pair, and then everything else requires harnesses and slight modifications. So DeepSeek Pro 4 is good, Kimi 2.6 is good. There's a bunch of these models, but they require some work. If you want out of the box best solution, that's probably Claude and Codex. Yes. I think that the quality will be raised by our classifier as writing build me a TS to do app really had no opinion of it, so it just slammed everything in a single file and not even tooling was there to... No, I mean, yeah, I mean well, Claude Code in general, Cursor is also good, right? LLM is a large language model. So all of these things are pretty good, yes. You have to try them, you have to test them against your own workflows and stuff. I don't know which plan my company pays for it. I have unlimited use, so I don't know which plan it is. I also have 2 accounts, so if I reach limits on one, I switch to another. Give me 1 second, trying to open my water bottle. All right, but anyway, let's keep on going. I run Kimi. So as you can see here, so here we're working we're currently working with my DGX Spark, right? So right now I'm running my local model, Qwen 3.6, 35 billion parameters, and in the next month or so, I'm going to be trying to make the local model work as good as a flagship model. So it's a massive challenge that I set myself up to, and I'm actually going to enjoy trying to get there. So what we're building now in this stream is something called STS Forge, which is our own harness, right? So if we run it, so you can see here, if I run it, you can see this is our own harness. So we're building our own Claude wrapper, if you wish, like what Claude is, we're building here just with our own local model, right? So you can see so far we have built the core principle of the harness. We built the loop, we built the basic commands, we built the session history, we built some memory, we built, right? So you can see now I can say review this repo, and this is now my model on DGX Spark. So this gold thing, this NVIDIA DGX Spark, now we're actually using our own model. So we're building a harness specialized against TypeScript stack around our own model. So you can see now this is our own local model, writing this, reviewing this, not right. And now this thing in the left is Claude Code, is helping us. Yeah, we're running the 30. Yes, exactly. What do you think about it? I feel it's better, man. I'm getting like 60 or 70 tokens per second. Same context. To be honest with you, I didn't switch it because of speed. No, I just switched it because I kind of went into Reddit and Twitter and I did massive research. And I mean, some people are saying that 35B with 3 billion active parameters is actually better. Now, I don't know. We're going to be switching back and forth. It's just this one gives us like 3 times the tokens per second. And it passed all of the tests we wrote out of the box 3 times faster, 4 times faster. So whether it's better or worse, I don't know. I don't know, actually, to be honest. Time will tell, right?
New follower detected. Programmer network updated.
No, listen, I'm actually not saying that it's better at all. It's just I haven't seen the difference so far, right? So maybe when we switch back to it, I don't know, I haven't seen it. You're probably right? It's just so far, the only thing that I've noticed is that this is 3 times faster. I didn't notice that it's 3 times more dumb, right? Yeah, I'm not so sure. I mean, right now, maybe, because right now, I do care, like if you remember when we also spoke in person a couple of days ago, I actually don't care about the speed, because what we're trying to build here isn't for speed. But it's like, it does help me now when I'm running all of these tests, right? It definitely helps. I also found, I don't know if you tried this, I found this Atlas thing. I don't know if you tried this. Look at these numbers. But of course, this is like a little bit of a bullshit. 122B, 50 parameters, 50 tokens per second. But actually, when you go to their repo and look at the benchmarks, let me actually share it here. So are you saying that the 27B is 80% smarter? Because if that's the case, then if that's what your test kind of proved, then I definitely believe I will switch back. But also take a look at that. I didn't try this yet. Oh, it has around 80% into I see. Okay. I don't know. I mean, now we're getting like 60, 70 tokens per second. And at least for where we are now with our harness, I think it definitely helps. The speed definitely overcomes that difference. But actually, I don't know. I by no means have made up any mind. I'm just kind of playing with it now. Okay, so just so you understand what are we going to be doing now with our harness, just so we're all on the same page. So right now, what I want to do, what I want to integrate in our TS shield, our harness, is some sort of a classifier. So this is our harness. What I'm going to ask Claude now to do is to build a classifier, like some sort of a classifier, if you will. So depending on the question that you start the session of the harness with, if you say, build me an app XYZ, we need to classify what a type of TypeScript app it is, and then we inject certain stuff into context. You get what I mean? So if I come here now, let me show you what I mean, actually. So if I remove all of the... If I actually rmrf stream harness test, and I create it again... So if I go into here and I open our own harness now, I run it and I say, build me a full-fledged TypeScript React to-do app with Tailwind CSS. Let me show you what I mean. So imagine I just tell my own model now. What the hell? I think this guy is still working. So let me try that again. I think it kind of messed it up a bit. Test. Okay, good. I think we literally... Okay, let's try that again. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say, build me a beta TS React to-do app with Tailwind CSS, right? So now we're asking, what the hell is happening? Okay, so there's a bug that Claude now introduced, right? Okay, let's share it with it. Web app, detected scaffolding a structured project. Okay, good. But I'm going to show you now what the idea is. How can we uplift the model and the harness in a moment? Let me just, Claude has kind of failed a little bit, introduced the bug. If response is not okay, and let me actually read what it said. It wrote the proof. Classifier, on a plain TS Forge session, the first message is classified. It's a web build. TS Forge auto scaffolds a structured project, the full ladder and perspective structure, guidance, no flags. So build me a to-do app now, routes to scaffold. Very good, right? So that's what we want to do. That is the problem, for example, of Lovable and some of these platforms. The code that they generate is terrible. And that's because they miserably failed on their harness, right? Like, Lovable has no reason not almost generate perfect code, because they have a capability for that. Like when you go to Lovable, every single app you build is nearly identical. So they could literally do that. I don't get why they don't do it. Maybe they have a reason, right? Maybe they're trying to save money or whatever when they generate things. But either way, let's see. Okay. Let's open our harness. Build me a TS to do app with reactjs. Let's see if it fixed it. Okay, it did. So let's see the quality of this. It's an arbitrary thing, but I want to see if it's following our guidelines, right? Okay. And let's open the actual cursor. Okay, it created an index file, I see. Let's see. Maybe it did. So this is our own local model now, writing shit. Let's see whether it writes anything that makes sense. So you can see, like, 35B is so much faster. Look at this. It's super fast. This is awesome speed. I like this. This is around 60, 70 tokens. And this just helps us now in this process of building. I think once we maybe build, because I care mostly about intelligence, we'll probably switch back to 27B. What I deeply dislike whatsoever is that I think it's almost gonna create like 5 files. So it's gonna write it all in memory, and then it's gonna write all the files, right? The end goal is to have a local model produce flagship grade results. Yeah, so you can see, like, this is still bad in a way that... Potato Dev, hey buddy, good to see you. Welcome back. Let me finalize the code. Okay, so we need to adjust this a little bit, right? So it is deeply thinking, and then it's gonna generate like 7 files at once. That is... Ah, shit, that's not what I wanted to move. I think it said let me... Yeah, now I think it's... But I think this is most likely because we ran this during the... When like yeah, this is probably not gonna finish. Let's see. Maybe, let's see. I think it is stuck, but I think it's mostly stuck because we ran this when Claude was still writing the code. Okay. Write a reactjs to-do app with Tailwind CSS and fully unit tested. Chica, my friend, hey. Okay, let's see. Let me create all the necessary files. Right now it's creating the files. Let's see the quality of them. So you see, this is the problem. This is what I dislike right now, and we need to adjust the prompt for that. So right now it's kind of figured everything out. Like, that's not sustainable, right? Right now it's literally gonna create 7 files in a, you know, in a single run, and that sucks. And also, I mean, it would be nice to see some STD out. I don't know why at this point. So that's another weakness of the harness. So we're gonna fix that. Let me create the necessary files and, like, okay, will you do it? Well, I mean, is this just some caching issue here, or what the fuck is happening? It's the latest model, Opus 4.8. Where the fuck did you generate the files, man? Am I looking at the wrong directory? Am I like in the wrong place or something? Where did you generate the files? Oh my fucking god. What the fuck, bro? This is the... No, but I mean, this, I've never seen this so far. What the fuck is that, man? And now it's looping. I mean, yeah, this is the biggest, this is the biggest regression so far. The model has completely failed to even write the files. So whatever fuck shit we did has regressed big time. Found that the CLI make provider CLI never sets repetition penalty, so the live CLI runs temperature 0 greedy. with repetition penalty off. That is exactly the recipe the code's own comment warns about. The knob was built and documented as the cure, then never wired into the CLI. That's your... I will... Man, did Opus just misspell this? Am I seeing something wrong? That's your I will ensure. What the fuck? That's your I will ensure. Yeah, Opus 4.8 literally is also hallucinating here a little bit. What? I've never seen this with these flagship models, that they predict the wrong word. That's your I will ensure. This should have been Y, right? That's why I will ensure it is aligning. Okay. The CLI provider, make provider CLI runs temperature 0, enabling. They sent you Quantas backend. Exactly. It seems so, man. What the hell, dude? I mean, it's you would expect these models, you know, to just kick ass, right? Okay. Very interesting. Same, man. I mean,
follower detected. Programmer network updated.
Basan, thank you very much, man, for your follow. I appreciate that, dude. The fuck? Is there something recursive? Stop the music. No. If you don't like it, man, don't listen to it. Javi Biggie, hey buddy. I mean, do you guys think music is annoying the rest of you? Should I change the music? Is he the only person who dislikes it? Or if it's irritating, yeah, I will. But nobody else has been complaining. Also, it's like stop the music. Like, I want you to stop the music. I want it. I want you to stop the music because that bothers me. I don't give a fuck about other people. It bothers me, so stop it. Okay, good, good, good. So it's only that person. Wait, there was this Wait, let me just find something better. There was this other thing that I was playing that I really liked. Nah. All right, fuck it. Let's leave that. All right, cool. Okay, let's give it a shot now. Let's see if it fails again after these fixes and the quotes. So let's run it. Let's run it again. Where is it? Here. So let's say build a TS React do app with Tailwind fully unit tested. Let me build this out properly. Yeah, just sets very high expectation up front. Let me build this out properly. Yes, okay, let's see. No, this is already failing. Already terribly failing. This is already terribly failing. Nobody writes modern web apps like this. Every fucking project uses Vite or similar. So it's already failing. But okay, let's see how far it gets. So these are the things that our harness has to have opinions on, and it has to guide this model to do. Oh yeah, certainly, for sure. But I think Opus failed with this, right? Because Opus gave it these directions. So as I showed you, I came up with an idea to have some sort of a classifier. So depending on how you start your session in TS Shield, you know, the harness proposes which way to go. And right now the harness, once harness injects this index HTML with a type module, you know, on the script itself, which is terrible, right? So this guy has failed. This guy is in fact following direction. Now the harness is now just, it's unclear whether it's doing something. So this is a different problem we need to fix, right? It's because it's probably doing something in the background right now, right? You don't have to build full scaffold. The classifier just needs to be clear on the modern tooling, I guess. But actually, let's see. Yeah, so it's literally not writing files anymore. So one of the latest regressions is, I mean, it did generate the whole code, but it didn't. Some of your recent changes have fucked up the harness completely. Model is no longer writing any files, just printing shit to std out. Also, once it starts writing the actual implementation, session just shows a moving cursor, almost as if nothing is happening. So this probably is correct. Like if you review this a little bit here, checks JSON, index HTML, it included. So, but this is all wrong still, because this is not right. Then it has a, it's referencing the TypeScript file completely wrong. This is completely wrong, completely wrong. It's not. This is not even a React app, right? So it's just using the DOM document object model and TypeScript, right? So this is completely useless. What was my prompt? What was my prompt? Let me see. Yeah, it can do everything, yes. Okay, it's okay. I mean, I made a lot of progress past 3 days. We're gonna overcome this, no question about that. It's just cursor has failed here. Sorry, Claude has failed here miserably as well. So we need to do some iterations, then review. Can I go to the sessions? Let me just see, because we started streaming on Kick, whether that works at all. And whether there's any chat there, because I'm not seeing any chat. Okay, actually, so yeah, there's no people there. It's like 2 people. mean, all the plans are the same, man. I mean, quality-wise, it's just usage-wise. I don't think it. I don't think you care what plan I have. Why does it matter? I mean, the plans only differ in how much you can use them, right? So there's no difference. Mert, hey buddy, good to see you. Thank you for coming, man. I don't know, man. I mean, I work as an engineering manager, so I don't code much at work anymore, right? So I don't know, right? That wouldn't help you, right? We have, I assume our jobs are very different, yours and mine, right? But I can check. I can check. I think I have some sort of a pro plan or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't like this direction when I think about it. Not every web app, React, etc. This has to be more generic. The tooling has to be modern. But we can't just randomly suggest a UI framework like that. We either have to make agent ask sub questions and request some sort of a spec, but at the very least, we could suggest and provide some of the defaults if user agrees. doesn't matter. So basically, the reason why I want to build this classifier in our TS shield, right, is that as we are only building this harness for the TypeScript stack, we're gonna then move to backend eventually. We need to try to allow model to make as few decisions on its own as possible, right? So the idea to have the model perform better, we need to confine it to, we have to give it an expert opinion on things already and hope that it can execute. And then if it can't, we need to create guardrails for it to in fact execute, right? So it will probably hallucinate, and then we will cover these hallucinations by the guardrails, right? But we know, for example, we don't need to reinvent things every day. We know how we build apps in Go. We know how we build apps in this and this and that, right? There are some under quote standards almost. They're not real standards. They're not real idioms. But for the most part, we know how a modern app of kind X looks like, right? So, and we can use this opinion to guide the model so it does it that way. Whereas it's like, you know, build me a React app, right? It's like build me a linear clone in React, right? It's like if you just give this to this model, but you don't provide sufficient amount of opinion behind it, behind the scenes, you don't know ever what's gonna do. It might you might run this 10 times and it builds things differently every single time, right? So this is what I'm trying to do now with this classifier, is try to figure out what it is that user is doing, and then if it's doing, at least like we can maybe cover things that we know that they're doing. Things that we don't know that they're doing, that's going to obviously be just to fix this for me or whatever. But things that if you're starting a new product or whatever, then we can do this. Because this is literally what products like Lovable do, right? Literally. Or all of these like things online, like what is it called? Replit and stuff like that. Every single one of them, I'm sure, 100% certain that's what this is what they do, right? Yes, there is that already, right? Yes. So essentially, I think that's how it's gonna work once we try it, right? Because if it's unclear, it's gonna ask user. So these kits that we're now creating are basically only if the question kind of aligns, if the response aligns with something. So if a user says, you'll see in a moment, but I think you're absolutely right. Ask user question is most likely, right, the way to go, right? So I think that's probably one of the things that the model fails at so far the most, especially apparently due to these multi-token predictions and stuff. Apparently, whenever this MTP is enabled, it degrades apparently the model's tool caller or something that it's using, right? So I think you're right. More tools you give it, more it fails. Yeah. Yeah, most likely. Yep. Coding with LLM is like, I mean, yeah, absolutely. So is without LLMs, right? It's not there to write it fully for you. If it was, we wouldn't be sitting here now, none of us, right? So it would be silly to have an expectation that it's gonna solve all of my problems. But it definitely helps me solve the problems way faster than if I had to do it all manually, right? I don't think it's sold as magic. I think it's all about your own perception of things, right? You can only conceptualize it that way if that's how you perceive the message, right? I don't think that any serious engineer treats it as magic. We all treat it as a tool that requires like taste and judgment and validation and review. But to say that it's not incredibly useful, right? Yeah, I mean, but I mean, why does that matter, right? CEOs and people who work in sales, their job is to sell things, right? So, are you suggesting that those people who are trying to make money are gonna underplay something? I mean, every single salesperson on earth, no matter if they're selling hamburgers, sausages, or AI, they're hyping their product. That's their job, literally. A salesperson job is to sell things by using tools that they have under their belt, and one of the tools that sales has is hype. So I mean, it's naive at best to be surprised by that. It's like people who are selling AI are overhyping it. Yeah. Is web dev is dead? Is web dev is dead? I mean, that is the most amazing sentence I read in my life. It's both a statement and a question. It's kind of a Jesus. Dev is dead. Is web? Just reading it now in random word order. Let's just use our time to learn something useful. There's no point in criticizing things, right? That is a massive waste of time and energy. Like, let's try to improve things. Let's not complain about them, because complaining is useless. It yields nothing. It wastes time. It reduces motivation. So, you know, if you can't improve something, complaining about it is meaningless. It yields no. It's just a waste of words and calories saying these words, right? So let's focus on things that we can do, not things that we can't do. But why is it creating these this has nothing to do with wipe coding. Wipe coding is not wipe coding is a different thing, right? It has a different use, and it's an amazing tool to solve some problems, right? So services like Lovable and Replit and many, these are amazing services that solve problems for PMs, designers, companies who want to test things quickly with users before they build it and stuff, right? So you need to broaden the view of why these things exist. That's like disagreeing about hammer existing because it cannot chop wood, right? Or because you can't cook your potatoes with nails, right? Every tool exists for a reason, and they all have their application. And if you try to think about the tool in a wrong application, of course you're going to dislike it, right? Again, that's like trying to, you know, cut metal with spoons, right? So it's... I also see prompting over and over as wipe coding. That's what... I mean, look, to your defense, I mean, it actually doesn't matter whether somebody agrees. You can always write your code by hand. And if that's what you want, and that's what you can, I absolutely incentivize you to do that. I mean, honestly, I mean, the good thing is, like, why do you even care, right? I mean, actually, why does it even matter? If you dislike it, that's perfectly fine. Write your code by hand. I mean, seriously, honestly, it's a very genuine question. I mean, everybody has this opportunity, right? So you dislike AI agents, fuck yeah. I mean, I support you. Then write your code by hand. I mean, you know, I mean, what prevents you to do that, right? Nobody's forcing you to use any tool. I mean, you can literally write code on paper if you want, and then scan it. And I mean, it's like you have everything's in your own hands. So it's, I mean, you know, we all have options. So if you think you can write code better than AI, if you think you can write it faster, I mean, fuck yeah, go for it. I mean, I always say this to my team, to people. If you think you can do it better, and it's like yes, absolutely do it. Like, it's just it's an absurd discussion because, I mean, companies are not forcing you to do it, right? If you can provide the same level of results without it, I mean, do it, right? There's really no, I mean, I don't think that your management cares how you get to a point of results and value. As long as you can provide value and the outcomes, you know, you can write your code with a, you know, however you want, right? Okay. No. I mean, I'm not saying that you're hating it. I'm just responding to your, I mean, your point was that you kind of, I don't know, like you think that, and I actually agree with you. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying you do have an option, right? You do have an option to decide how you want to do it, right? I 100% agree with you. So you can see, so some of the scaffold is here, basically. So that was the idea, right? Genuine question this topic: do you believe the use of AI will have negative impact of new developers coming into the field? A major part of using the tool, you said earlier, is the need to review and evaluate the code it generates. With using AI primarily as early provide... So the thing is, I mean, the thing is, so let's just set some expectations first, right? So if I had AI 20 years ago, when I started programming, I would use it the same way that, I don't know, you do. So this shaming of new generation of programmers is completely idiotic on every level. These new juniors today, they're using AI. Every developer in history of humanity, if they had access to these tools 40 years ago, they would have used it. So it's completely absurd argument, number one. Number two, whether some people are gonna suffer because they don't know fundamentals, time will tell, right? Because humanity has been trying to solve programming since programming exists. Programming was never a valuable discipline. Programming has always been liability, a burden, a massive cost, etc. So humanity has always been trying to raise programming to a level of abstraction where we can just talk about it, right? So this is not this thing that's happening today didn't happen randomly. It's like we simply, as humanity, don't think that building a button and clicking on it should require a PhD, right? So I think programming has been moving historically to higher and higher abstractions forever. I mean, this is not my opinion, it's a factual thing. If you look at assembly, and then you look at C, and then COBOL and Pascal, and then Visual Basic, .NET, JavaScript and stuff, programming has been going to abstraction level always. And now we have reached so far the highest abstraction, which is this one, right? So humanity really doesn't give a crap about, or businesses, about programming. Businesses want to make money and solve problems, right? And spend as less time as possible telling computer how and what to do. Now, whether new programmers will be more dumber or stuff is really on the programmer itself. I think it has never been better time and easier time to learn programming if you have the discipline to if you can tame yourself and truly learn, because every single person today has their own mentor. So I think it's the most amazing time to learn programming, right? But whether you're gonna become dumber, that is in your own hands, right? If you just go and generate shit and you don't care how it works, then yes. But if you have the discipline and curiosity and self-control, then you can become way better programmer than anyone in a very short period of time, right? But whether you do that truly depends on you know, a person, rather than has nothing to do with AI, right? We had terrible, I mean, most programmers past 30-40 years were actually really bad, right? So programmers typically were really bad. Most people who write code, most of them never really wanted to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go into this field because it's paid well, right? So majority of code online sucks anyway. So I don't think that necessarily now something else is gonna be different, right? I don't think that ever before people were necessarily like, oh, I wanna, you know, I wanna write code. No. Hey Alex, how's it going? Ismail, hey buddy, good man, how are you? No, man, absolutely. So really, I mean, if you try to read some stoicism, or if you try to be self-aware in any way, shape, or life, right? You hold your own fate in your hands. And you are the only person the only thing you can affect in your life is yourself, right? So these questions are fine, but the answer really is always about you. Whether you're gonna degrade using AI or whether you're gonna use it to boost you 50 times, it's up to you, right? It's up to how lazy you are and how much effort you're willing to put, as it always has been throughout humanity. Of course, with the exceptions of being born rich. If you just put slightly more effort in your life than someone else, you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be ahead of others. It's actually quite simple in life. If you put just slightly bit more effort than others, if you live in the western part of the world at least, you're gonna do better. It's almost always like that, right? So whether you're gonna decide how you build yourself up, how lazy you are, how much you procrastinate, how much you bullshit yourself, that is gonna be that's gonna define the outcome of everything, right? So this has nothing to do with AI. People have failed to do anything with their lives before AI as well. So I mean, really well put. Thank you. I wouldn't have said it that way. That good. Yes. Like everything else, right? People who are lazy, they will probably use it to be even more lazy. People who have focused on building their meta learning skills, who did some ultra learning, people who understand the benefit of reading and writing and deeply understanding concepts, they're gonna benefit even more. So it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna amplify either your massive laziness even more, or you're gonna become way smarter, way sooner, because now you have a personal mentor. It's incredible, right? I use AI just to get the logic of doing something, not as cheating tool, because at the end of the day, my goal is to improve. It's all about outcomes. I think fundamentally, you should always benchmark the outcomes, right? It's the same with if you're at work, if you're doing anything in life, if you're going to gym, if you're reading books, you should not count number of pages as progress. I read this many books, this many pages, right? Or right, so the outcome is always something you should benchmark yourself against. Like, so, you know, sometimes like I read 10 books this month. I mean, that means shit. That doesn't mean anything. What is the outcome of that? What did you learn? How did you better yourself? So it's the same with these tools. If the outcome if the overall aggregate of all of these actions that you're doing is better outcome is you're more happy, you're making more money, your family is more happy, you're smarter, you're evolving, then the usage of whatever is good. You can't use these vanity metrics for anything. I generated this much code, or I've read this many books. That's not an outcome. That's just some action you did. What is the outcome of that, right? How should we deal with coworkers who think very highly of themselves and are constantly trying to score points? My concern is that they use AI blindly and present whatever generates a solution. In the short term, this may look productive, but in the long term, I mean, let me just be very blunt. Like, how do these people affect you, right? I mean, I think you should always again think about, like, I mean, actually, let me ask it even in a more blunt way. How is this any of your business? So you should try to see what others are doing. So if others are trying to present themselves in a too good light, you should do that too, right? But you should be thinking about yourself, not others. Or basically, I mean, look, it is very simple, right? This is you, right? And the question always is this: I have a problem. Can I do something about it? Right? This should be your reasoning. It's very simple. It's very stoic. It's very self-centric, right? Can I do something about it? Okay. Yes, I can. Okay. Will you do something about it? Yes, I will. What is the outcome of that? So you do something, what is the outcome? Is the outcome good or bad, right? It's good or bad. Okay. It's the same, the opposite way. Can I do something about it? No, I can't. Okay, move on, right? It's very simple. So like if you have a problem and if you can do something about it and if the outcome can be better, then do it. If you can't, stop thinking about it and focus on yourself, focus your energy on something that you can affect, and that's it, right? Everything else is massive waste of time, energy, anxieties that's self-imposed and stuff, because you're not really solving anything like that, right? So if you can improve, so actually, to respond to your original question, which is very good, can you do something about it? Ask yourself. There's this problem. It's an organizational problem. We are all in the same boat. Can I do something about it? Did I do something about it? Am I willing to do something about it? If the answer to these questions is yes, then do it. If the answer is no, then forget it and don't think about it ever again. Or third, quit the company and find something else, right? So people often create this self-imposed anxiety for themselves because they are fiddling with things that they have no control over. So if you have some control over things, react to them. If you don't react to them, because you can't. You don't have the control, right? And of course, there's always an option that you fight for the control, meaning that you're willing to take the nasty talks and nasty conflicts, right? But most people aren't. I work as an engineering manager. I can tell you that 99.9% of people are not willing to take the fight. They will much rather nod their heads and stuff, because people are typically scared of that outcome, right? What's gonna happen? Am I gonna get fired? Am I gonna, right? Etc. etc. So and thank you very much for your follows, guys. I appreciate it. How am I doing? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just having fun here and answering some questions. My pleasure, man. I know that it sounds very simple or very, at least simplified, but it is very simple, right? Overall, how much better you think you're gonna be if AI assists you in coding? I mean, that is impossible question to answer. You have to. What is better, right? I don't know what better means. Programmers have been copy pasting code and using documentation since day one, since programming exists, right? So that's there's nothing new there, right? And hi there, YouTube. I'm not learning AI. What do you mean? You mean you're not learning like machine learning and like AI as a science, or if you can be more specific? Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm not courses AI/LM. You don't have to be. No, you don't have to study that. No, you can just go back end for now. Yes. Okay, so okay, now it's creating something, all right? Okay. All right. So now it's doing something for sure. Okay, nice. All right, the build succeeded. Let me check it. Sure. Okay, it's fixing the shit up. Yeah, okay. Okay. So this is the biggest test we did so far. Wow. Okay. This is yeah. You have my LinkedIn included in the stream description. I just don't want to waste the time talk because people ask that every time I stream. So you can check my LinkedIn. Okay, it finished. So that is good, I guess. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's see what it did. Let's stop it. Let's say bun dev. All right, so it did actually build it. Let's see if it works. Okay, it does work. And it did use the scaffold that we gave it. Okay, so this is the best progress we made so far. Obviously, this is plainly simple. Let's now go ahead and tell it to build a linear clone. Let's let's say linear clone, and this is gonna be the toughest one we tried. So let's go cd linear clone.
Programmer network.
Thank you very much for your follows, guys. I appreciate it. So let's go. Let's run our harness. We're building here, and let's say build a linear clone with the same Kanban functionality. And I want to be able to open a single card and drag and drop them around different Kanban boards. This is gonna be tough for it. Let's try. Let's go with our. Let's give it a scaffold already, and let's see how it does. This is probably the toughest one we gave to our own local model so far, and our own harness. So if it does this well, follows our TypeScript guardrails around our TS shield, this is gonna be big. It's gonna be awesome. So let's see. And obviously my prompt was super shitty. So how did I go from that? It's just that actually no, I mean, yeah, because it was a little bit misleading. We just regressed with one of the latest changes, right? So exactly. So look, so right now, very easy. So it's because of the classifier, right? Because now I said, hey, build me a linear clone, right? And then the classifier asked me, do you want me to use the standard, like, do you want me to use this stack, this modern standard, or you want to provide something? I said, I want you to use the standard. So now it just has amazing scaffold, like React and Tailwind and stuff, and it starts from that base. And then on top of that, we have all of our guardrails, right? So now let's see whether it's gonna accomplish it. But that's the idea, right? Like, that's why I want to build a TypeScript harness, because I want it to be super specialized in building the apps in this specific stack, because I know that we can give it sufficient amount of tools and things to make it very narrow and very awesome, right? So let's see, but let's not oversell it. So it did, you see, now it's creating a plan. And my prompt was super shitty. So let's give it a little bit of time, because my prompt was like, build me a linear clone, right? So I mean, I obviously could have given it a proper spec, some tests and stuff and then say follow this, right? So I'm just trying to see how giving it a very vague test now works, and then I'm gonna give it a better specification. We can generate a spec using, let's say, ChatGPT, whatever, and in fact, honestly, what I believe is gonna happen is gonna be that we will manage to make this amazing, this local model. And I think the core principle of it is going to be go to Codex, go to Claude Code, just use them super cheaply to generate full end-to-end plan, and then give it to this to execute it, right? So, okay, now it's building things. Let's see. Let's remove this. Let's add a linear, what did we name it? Linear clone. Okay, it didn't write anything yet. Let's give it a second. Okay, it created a sidebar now, okay? Boring stack is probably the most safest starter point on the internet right now, because I've wrote a bunch of linters and parsers and stuff in it. By the way, if you guys get a chance, if you didn't, please give it a star. This is a different project, obviously. We're building a harness now, but this whole thing is guarded against not agentsmd Claude, it's guarded by the actual tooling. So your agent is not going to be able to push things that don't confine to the rules, because pre-commit hooks will fail, CI is going to fail, many guardrails are going to fail if agent writes something that is off, that your tooling disagrees with. Yes. So the harness that I'm building, I gained this understanding when I was building Boring Stack, and now I'm trying to a huge degree to transfer that thing in there as well. Okay, it's creating components now. It's creating them, let's see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it's creating them now. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go into linear clone, and then I'm gonna do bun dev. Okay, doesn't work yet. Let's give it some time to finish. And I'm actually very happy that it does have some errors, because I want to see now whether it's going to be able to fix them. Your LinkedIn profile is so good. It's just a profile. But thank you, man. Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment for sure. Okay, it's working, it's doing stuff. Good. Okay, failed a bit. Sure. I like it. Let's see if it's gonna be able to pull itself, because this is the biggest that we went from 3 files tests to building a linear clone very quickly, right? Because I was kind of building up to it. I'm running a local model now on the DGX Spark, so you can see on top of my Kubernetes cluster there's this DGX Spark device. So now we're running Quen 35B on it. Okay, the Kanban column. Now I need to fix the drag and drop functionality. Okay, yeah. I'm so happy to see this. This is giving me some hopes, guys. It's giving me some hopes. Let's see if it's gonna get us out of these errors whatsoever. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's let it. Yeah, I'm using MicroTik. You can actually take a look at my. You can take a look. I wrote a guide on that. I wrote the whole. You can you can take a look at that link. I wrote that long ago, so you can actually see here. This is not the updated. As you can see, some of the devices are missing because I'm no longer using the router board. Now I'm using my own custom router. But if you go to MikroTik and you go to here, this is now my router. So you see my router has 16 gigs of RAM. So if we go into it, so I basically bought the MikroTik license. And if we go to system, and if we go to, let's say disks now, doesn't matter. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of stuff, but you can actually go here and check it out. But yeah, I built this long ago. This is my cluster. This is basically what you're looking at here. It's just there's a lot more stuff. I didn't update these, but you can see I used to use the router board 3011. Then I switched it by this mini PC. This is my Raspberry Pi cluster. So these are also running as part of Kubernetes, right? And then these are the mini PCs. These are the cables. So yeah, you can find everything there. I didn't update this guide in a long time. But, and then this is my dear programmer network. My dear. You guys should probably also sign up on Programmer Network. That's the platform we built when I was actively streaming. Anyway, let's go back here. Let's see what this guy is doing. Okay, it's fixing now the bug. Let's see. Okay. I mean, I'm already kind of happy, you could say, but let's see. Now it's kind of going into the spiral, I guess. Maybe not. Okay, let's see. Okay, amazing. Let's see. So our model, yeah, okay, so now it's gonna fix these. Very good. Yes, exactly. So it has to fix. So that's the harness that we're building is gonna do now. It's gonna put it into this self-corrective loop, right? And then our DGX Spark is going to do the work, right? So these are all of our guardrails that we have that I built as part of the boring stack as well, right? So far I think it's doing well. Let's see, this is the hardest test that we gave it so far. Let's see. It's failing now by probably not including a component somewhere. Let's see, sidebar. Oops. So most likely it has a broken import or something. But yeah, let's give it some time. So it attempts to finish it. TypeScript compiled successfully. Well, yeah, I'm not really sure about that though. Okay, let's see if we can have a follow-up, right? Because we never tried. All right, it's doing it. Sure, it's still fixing. Very good. Nice. Fuck yeah. Okay, good. Yes. Keep on going. You can do it. Make us proud. Our dear local model. Come on. So far, it's fine. Let's see. So far, it's okay. It's my local model. It's running on my local hardware. It's Qwen 3.635B. And we're building the harness for it. So it still didn't fix this though. right? Which is okay. I don't want to fix it myself. I want to see whether it's gonna figure it out on its own, because right now it's farting for some time, even though whatsoever. Give me a second. Maybe this is just cache. Maybe this issue actually doesn't exist. Use store must be within the store provider. Oh, I see what it did. Okay, fine. Let's see whether, because we also have added playwright, I believe. So let's see. Stuck hit 40 turn cap. Okay, we shouldn't have this cap. That sucks. Let's see if I can steer it a bit. But this is very good. This is very good. So far, I'm not unhappy at all, actually. Okay, I think it's getting it. I just need it to be fully autonomous, right? So I needed to finish this end to end. That is the premise. I don't want to need to tell it anything, right? There we go. Okay, wow. Let's see, guys. Here's a... Does it work? What? It works. Okay. I mean, okay. Let's see if... And of course, I gave it very vague. I just said make. I didn't tell it which functionality to implement. But I mean, yeah. Can I remove it? Let's see. No, I mean, I think it actually did what I asked it to do. I literally told it, hey, you should be able to drag and drop. Search, mobile. Okay, I guess it didn't implement that. New item. Nahak. Hey, buddy. Okay, very good. Very good. I mean... And let's actually check the code, right? That's obviously way more important. And whether it follows some of our principles or not, right? Because we have a lot of guardrails about naming conventions and stuff that our harness enforces. So not the underlying repository, but our harness brings some opinion about types. So when you look at the types... Okay, there's no linting script. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we'll need to, yeah, yeah, okay, there's a couple of things that I do not like, and that's okay. We're learning now by seeing how far we got. Okay, it's fixing some of the ESLint stuff, sure. How good? I don't have an opinion yet. I've been doing this for 5 days now, so I don't have an opinion on that yet, honestly. The time will tell. If we manage to make this amazing and close to expensive models, then we're gonna say it's good. It all boils down to expectations, right? Like what is the use case and stuff like that. So yeah, over time we'll know. I don't know right now. Yeah, so something happened with that file. Something went miserably wrong with that file, right? Or maybe... Okay, let's review some of this crap. No, it's fine for now, but what we clearly need is still some sort of std out type of flag, at least for now, when running our CLI tool. We need to, as we did before initially in our harness, store all the stuff that agent is writing when building apps, so we can evaluate and improve. For instance, our harness is now building a linear clone, and past 3 minutes it's trying to fix the as assertion that we are not allowing. I'm using everything. I'm using MacBook Pro for my work, Linux here, and this is Windows Linux subsystem, runs on Windows. So I use everything for different problems, for different things, right? But you can see now it's miserably failing on a type assertion, right? So these are the things we will. So this is the pure work in the context of making our harness awesome. It's now basically looping for forever, and this is basically what the input I'm gonna. So out of this session, very impressive results, I would say. This is starting to look very good. But you can see this type of like, this now is gonna taking more time than building this basic scaffold that it did. So it's almost now more or less, I mean, I'll just kill it at this point, because even if it finishes, it's pointless. So we can't have this. So now we have to patch this, because it's getting into these states where it just doesn't know how to move away from this, because we have some rules, and these rules are most likely contradicting something else that it's trying to do, right? So this is kind of the price of these mega enforced, just as we have in the boring stack. But okay, I mean, it built this, so this is our best test so far. So we're definitely making progress, and I think we'll be able to get this very far. It's just gonna take some time and testing and stuff like that. Let's see what Claude says about it itself. Okay, let's see what it says. Yeah, so you can see. Yeah, it's still the harness. The harness is still gonna be a thing for I mean, if I continue streaming, harness is gonna be a thing for at least a couple of weeks, because it's a thing that it's quite fascinating, and the challenge that we have set on ourselves is probably unsolved still. So if we manage to solve it, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, so now I want to be able to just write the std out to a file whenever we're building an app with our own harness, because then we have to evaluate all of the reasoning from the model, so we can then derive, okay, what actually went wrong with it, right? So that's what we kind of need to do now. Yes, I'm building my own harness for the local model. So if you look at my DGX Spark here on top of my Kubernetes cluster, we're running a local model, and we're trying to build a specialized harness for a TypeScript stack that runs on a local model. So we're trying to make the local model as good as the flagship models, but with a confined or scoped problem, right? So of course we can't make it good for everything as some of these large language models can, but if we try to build an amazing tooling around only a specific stack, then I do believe my hypothesis is that I set up is that this local model is going to do as good as a big one, right? But you know, that's my OKR. If we reach it 60-70%, that's going to be awesome, right? So we're gonna see now, we're gonna actually continue our session in here. So we have implemented this dash continue for our harness, right? Just inspired by other models. So I will do this and wait, right? Because it failed here. And we're gonna try, okay, I'm gonna just tell it to continue, but we need to wait for Claude here to give us a hand. So I think we're getting to a very good place. Yeah, it's incredibly fun. Incredibly fun. What is this? Nah. 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 Sure, that's kind of dramatic. Yeah, kind of. Okay, let's see. Done is const allowed in the great. Okay. Now bans only the value changing forms. Const as foo. Very good. Yes. Actually, I should. Yeah, I didn't even know. Okay. Okay. Let's try again. Please continue and fix rest of the type and or other bugs. Okay. Let's see now whether it can get itself out of this loop that it got into. So there's like bunch of yeah, there's very good. There's a bunch of TS issues. That's great. Let's see whether it can now pass, because we're very, very strict. And we created this contradict and rule. It fixed one, then the other kicked in. It fixed the other one. The first one kicked in. So we had to resolve that, right? So you can see now as const is going to work. So it's going to turn this into an enum. So I hope so. Okay. Okay, let's see. How do we use a new log flag? Yeah, it's still farting out, but I don't know. Let's see if we can, if it will actually get into this loop again, because then we have to react to some of this, because it's just okay. Let me rewrite the issue to inline the labels. Yeah, no. Okay, let's. I don't know. It doesn't seem that it's gonna. Okay. Okay. Let's see whether that works. Honestly, I mean, honestly, very good. This very good. I'm genuinely surprised. I mean, it is constantly failing. So the core thing we wanted to do, it works. It puts the agent, it puts our local model in a constant self-corrective loop, right? So is Programmer Network still in development? I mean, Programmer Network is very stable, right? It's just we don't have many users who are coming and writing. But I mean, I will never shut down Programmer Network. It's always going to be live, and let's see, maybe one day, you know, Programmer Network is pretty stable, and I mean, I don't know what other features to develop, right? So I think it's a very nice platform. I use it myself, right? I still go, obviously, and write every now and then. And I read news on Programmer Network as well, because I created this, if you remember, this news section. So, but yeah. I don't know what else to develop for it, right? No, it all works. Amazing. I mean, it works. It works. We'll need to cut a little bit on reasoning and stuff. Yep. And I think my failed a little bit here. There's some wrong... yeah, okay, no, it's following everything. Very good, very good. No, this is amazing, guys. This is great. It does work. Our harness works. All the rules are enforced. Agent is constantly doing stuff until the linters pass. So this is great. Amazing stuff. So basically there's a couple of things that I want to check, and that is can we utilize prettier for some fixes -- right. Same with ESLint, right? And what other tools can we utilize to automatically fix certain issues? Yeah, but I think some tooling failed, and then this went into a massive spiral. Because yeah, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, shit. Yeah, this now is going. Herrick, thank you very much for the follow, man. But I want to let it go. I want to let it go and see if it actually manages to finish. Yeah, so there's some tooling issue there. Okay, fuck this, right? Let's go. Linear clone. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna run this again. We're gonna do this. We're gonna say -- log just to create the log. So to save the std out of the agent as it writes into a log directory. And then we're gonna say create a React clone of linear with all UI CRUD features like creation, deletion, updates, and single view items alongside Kanban board and drag and drop. Let's see. We're gonna say use the scaffolding stuff. So this is our own local model kicking ass here. And then in the meanwhile, let's go to logs here. Let's see if this is being created. We can std. Ah, shit. That is not what I wanted. Let's actually go here. Oh, crap. Let's go. And then we can say, see here, can we do like cat? Is there tail? No. Okay, let's just do. Okay. So that's basically almost like structured logging, so that's fine. Okay, let's see what is it going to do. Let's see what is it going to do. Yeah, the only thing that I dislike is this now. Ah, shit, man. Are you kidding me, man? Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. No, that's also not what I want. Doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, so now we're actually waiting for it to create it. I see. You know what? Do I have codecs on this computer? Let's see. Because we could also ask codecs to review this stuff. I don't use this much, but it can be very good to... am I logged in to this crap? extra high settings. Let's add a new project here. Start from scratch, use existing project. Shit, how do we get to that point? Give me a second. So if we go to reveal in Explorer, I guess. Sure. We'll go add new project from scratch. Nah. We can say, how does this crap works, man? Here, use existing folder. And then we can say, what is it? And, I believe, yes. Okay, let's try to ask it something like, we're building a specialized TS TypeScript oriented harness around local LM model Qwen 3.6 35B 3 billion active parameters, and I need you to do a full review and see whether there are some improvements or ideation that we can implement. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna take a look at this guy, okay? What the fuck is happening, man? Did it create anything? SRC components. What? Okay, let's see what this guy is going to say. All right, this guy is asking for permissions. It's okay. But let's see, this kind of worries me a bit that it sometimes just drifts. Now let me, there's something a little bit off with our classifier and how often it routes the actual question. So sometimes it's so that obviously isn't perfect yet. I'm very curious about what this guy is going to tell us. Because I've noticed that this Claude 5.5, sorry, Codex is very good at review oftentimes. Usually it says. So let's see, kind of throwing it back and forth between the two, right? Could potentially be useful. Let's also see what this guy is saying. All right. I mean, if these are true, that's quite a few bugs that Claude has introduced. But let's give it a chance. No tool call nudge. Grep no tool call nudge. Okay. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit... Okay, maybe. Okay. Because the solution apparently is to update the prompt or some prompt that's injected in the... so there's a build nudge. Okay, sure. I mean, it could potentially drive the model to do something actionable, but... Okay, this guy has finished, I think, or no, it hasn't. Actually, let's read that code a little bit. Chica, yeah, buddy. Yeah, definitely. Okay, some let's give it here. some findings by Codex. And here we're gonna run our crap again, and we're gonna say continue. Continue, please. Okay. Alrighty, let's take a look at that. Close that shit. Go to linear clone. Let's see whether it's gonna create anything this time. Okay, that's fine. Okay. You're hacking on Postgres. Nice, man. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, created the input, created some hooks, okay. Okay. I still need to create a bunch of other things. Okay, sure. Alright, this guy's doing better. What happens if we go ahead and we go this? What do we see? Do we see anything? Okay, so it's still kind of scaffolding shit. Okay. Right, it's working. Let's see. All right, so actually, I think because we're gonna round up the stream soon anyway, so it's clear to me what I need to do. So what I'm gonna do after I finish the stream, I will most likely put this in a 24-hour loop, or just make the DGX Spark, just build these linear apps until tomorrow, and then I'm gonna put a because right now this is not a human work. I cannot sit here, right, and stare at the output of this, right? These are now tests that need to be run, so we need to keep lifting the complexity of the apps to higher and higher degree, and then follow up through, right? Because right now, essentially, the question is, hey, is the model going... I'm using Astro. You mean for my Alexander XYZ? I'm using Astro thing, yeah. Yeah, and then I'm generating these images and using AI. So I have a prompt, but I built this theme myself fully. I mean, just my own ideation. So it's not like some pre-made theme. I just built it myself using AI, obviously, right? But then you can see I have very creative stuff, like what I do personally, what I do professionally, right? And the stuff like that, right? Nice, man. Thank you very much. Very good to hear. Very good to hear. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is the best test we've done so far. Whether it's going to work or not, it's unclear. But let's see. Backlog. I mean, okay. It's getting somewhere for sure. We can then interface with it and say, where is the single view and stuff. Let's let it Did we get any stars on Boring Stack today? Let's see. Boring Stack. What's happening is okay. Yeah, we didn't get many stars today. Couple. Okay. All right, that works. That doesn't. List works. Creation kind of doesn't. Well, all right, guys. I mean, as I always do, right? I typically stream longer when there's people and when there's discussions. So right now I kind of feel that I'm doing this on my own anyway, which is fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna round up. The new week starts tomorrow, so let's see when I show up. But yeah, for sure I'm not gonna disappear for 6 months again. I will be here and there. I'm gonna figure out some schedule. I'm gonna post it somewhere. I'm gonna actually probably update the schedule on Twitch here. So yeah, and yeah, make sure to follow me on LinkedIn if you will. I post some things there. And then yeah, let's round up, and then we continue some other time in this upcoming week for sure. I'm gonna stream again. So thank you very much for being here. I hope yeah, it was fun for sure for some time, especially when people were more active. And then we continue in a couple of days. Yeah, have a great one everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.